Hey guys, and thanks for joining me for another episode of The Comment Section. I'm Reagan Conrad. Now, we know that the media lies to paint very clear narratives, but sometimes their moves are just so embarrassingly obvious that they need a spotlight shined on their blatant inaccuracies. So welcome to the New York Mag's latest exhibit of media manipulation. And if you hate the media as much as I do, make sure to like this video if you enjoy it and also subscribe and leave a comment because we love to see those. Now, here is New York Mag's post, and it just says, "The Cruel Kids Table, out late with young right as they contemplate cultural domination." The Cruel Kids Table. The photo looks super sick. I mean, they're all dressed to the nines. They look sharp. They're very attractive. It looks fun. And here's what the caption said. "For the first time in several administrations, the weekend surrounding inauguration was an unfettered celebration. No resistance in sight. It's easy to see the festivities as an obnoxious victory lap of the MAGA coalition, and of course they were. Conservatism as a cultural force, not just a political condition, is back in a real way for the first time since the 1980s. Heck yeah. Ronald Reagan, the Reagan conservatives, back in force with Trump. Love to see it. But in DC, among the tourists from Tampa, the donors, and the last politicians Trump whipped into submission, B. Kolyar, the journalist, also witnessed the emerging influence of a newer type of conservative. They are not disenfranchised or working class or anti-elite or many of the other adjectives used to describe Trump supporters since 2016. Rather, they are young, imposingly well-connected, urban, and very online. They are rebels, once again, storming Capitol Hill, though without the pathetic scariness of the January 6th rioters." I love to see them call young conservatives rebels. I think that's hilarious and so funny because we're just going to eat it up, but their loyal audience ate up this article and this positioning of the party. One reader said, "You forgot white. They are very white." Which they didn't forget that. They mentioned it many times in the article, but someone else said, "I actually love this because show their faces. We see y'all." Yeah. They're stunning. It's like all the influencers in that photo are probably loving this so much. Like, yeah, we look so cool. Show your face. Yeah, they do show their faces. They're literally influencers.
What's not clicking? What's not clicking?
Another pleasant person said, "Cult, brainwashed, delusional, call it what it is." Again, just from that photo and that caption alone, like, why does that constitute that kind of response? They love to hate. Black people always knew the narrative that racism was going away with the younger generation was a crock of shit. The only difference now is that Trump has allowed for the facades to come down. Now it's plain as day for the world to see. Which is a funny comment that I will get back to in a second. Another person said, "I fell asleep looking at this photo. Wake me up when they leave." Ah, yes, so pleasant. But it's the top comment under this post that really matters. The person said, "Party thrown by CJ Pearson, who's black."
No. Wait.
Because it was CJ Pearson, an incredible Gen Z conservative voice in the movement that hosted the inaugural party. And he happens to be black. The journalist, though, didn't request a comment from him or mention the fact that a young black man hosted said Cruel Kids event. So he was quick to call that out and ask a very important question. He commented under New York Mag's post and said, "Why did you crop out all of the black people?" And then proceeded to share this photo of the full photo from what the magazine cropped. And in it, you see at least 3 black individuals that they just avoided with the photo. They just cropped it. Of course, unintentionally. They didn't do that on purpose, right? It's so wild. They're literally erasing black people and then telling us that we're doing. You can see, like, in the actual photo, you can see the one kid's, like, hand. He got his hand in there. Obviously, they knew what they were doing with this particular crop. And the comments under that video, of course, highlighted that, saying, well, it's very white. It looks like a lot of white kids. They wanted to feed that. It did exactly what they wanted it to do. But they probably didn't want the full photo to be exposed by said black influencers that were at this event. Oh, it's so good. It's so good. CJ Pearson also went on a rampage on Twitter, which I was just loving watching this go down. And he said, "New York Mag accused me of hosting a white-only inauguration rager. I guess none of these black people got the memo." And then he posted a bunch of photos from the event with himself in the red velvet jacket and then a bunch of other just influencers. What a alt-right, crazy white supremacist rager that is. God. Nick Sorter commented under that and said, "Haha, it's an honor to have been there." Someone else said, "Dopes of the dying legacy media." Yep. That's their narrative. See what happens when you don't stay in line. In their mind, black Republicans don't really exist. Just some kind of troublesome anomaly in their narrative that they hope will go away.
You can't get rid of me. I'm not going nowhere.
Another person said, "My friend, did you forget that Biden declared you no longer black? I'm sorry to be the one to remind you."
If you have a problem figuring out whether you're for me or Trump,
And you ain't black.
And other Black conservative voices were quick to jump in, posting their photos from the event. Here's Rob Smith, and he said, I was at the party, as were many other conservative media influencers who are Black, Latino, Asian, etc. New York Mag used a whites-only photo to push the media narrative that diverse Republicans don't exist and were not welcome. You don't hate the media enough. Paula Scanlon commented and said, dang, that's why they didn't take a pic of me. And then Rob Smith responded to that and said, or use any of the photos of us that I posted all over social media. So he ended up posting some of these. Here is one where he just said, such a white supremacist party you threw, CJ. Only whites everywhere. New York Mag did some hardcore journalism that night. Washington Post got a Pulitzer for lying about Russia collusion. So I see no reason that writer Brock Collier shouldn't win one. And here's a photo with Rob and some of the influencers from the event. And another Black influencer also posted her time at the event and said, party of the year, with more photos. It's so good. And then another one.
Another one.
Xavier said, this party was deemed all white and racist. Number 1, the host was a Black conservative. Number 2, I am mentioned in the article as an honoree from the event, yet he failed to mention that I too am Black. And Xavier got mentioned several times in the article, which I just find hilarious given the fact that this author loved to talk about everyone else's identity in the article, but did not mention Xavier's. So good. In this era of new media and bold conservative voices, it is comical for New York Mag to think that they weren't going to find out about this article and then call it out. It's also hilarious because their attempts to paint conservatives as cruel just did the opposite. Meanwhile, it makes once cool magazines like New York Mag feel old and boomery.
I've fallen and I can't get up.
One commenter under all of this said, absolutely insane, dude. Straight up lie and deceive people and then wonder why they are dying out and everyone laughs at their propaganda. I mean, they do not know how to be taken serious anymore. It's wild. Here's a meme that was going around. Just says X users and then legacy media. Slowly dying. They could be saved though, like Jack here. But I don't think they're going to save themselves. Plenty of room on the freaking door or whatever this thing is. We simply aren't letting things fly anymore. And I love to see the unified enthusiasm around this attitude. JD Vance even commented and he said, it's like they're trying to make us look cool. And then it's just a photo of this New York bag. It's like propaganda, but like for the right. Like if I'm an independent and I'm looking at this, I'm like, oh, they do look kind of cool. Now, unfortunately, I have to admit that I did sign up for the New York Magazine for just a couple of hours, which remind me I need to unsubscribe immediately after this. But I did want to read the full article to see exactly what was said about these fancy parties at the Capitol via Brock.
Straight up not having a good time.
And again, hilariously, as if the picture didn't make them look cool enough, the article certainly did. Like this part when he said, from an aesthetic standpoint, this new class of conservatives is willing to top off a perfectly stylish outfit with a MAGA hat, which now comes in lots of colors. Red, yes, but also yellow, green, orange, or black. The dark MAGA, the kind that Elon Musk wears.
Dark, gothic MAGA.
Almost everyone is white. The men look like Pete Hegseth, who is very attractive, in bow ties and black suits with clean-shaven faces. The women are almost all out of their league. As I was once informed, these young conservative parties are 80% men and 20% the most beautiful women you've ever seen.
Disgusting.
The propaganda for the right is so immense. Their makeup is subtle, their hair is only gently blown out, their faces are not noticeably Botoxed. All in all, they are less yassified than the older women in their party, say Kimberly Guilfoyle. In this house, Melania is mother. So they're naturally beautiful women. With a little bit of makeup, their hair blown out. I mean, again, if I was at the party, I'd be saying, thank you for writing this article. Like, this is so nice. Yeah, we don't own Kimberly Guilfoyle as one of our role models. Speaking of Botox. Again, though, the almost everyone is white comment is just wild because, again, a paragraph sooner, he was talking to Black individuals at the party and just didn't specify that. Another part I thought was funny when he was again describing the group of people, he said, they are crypto nerds and influencer girlies and recent Maha converts and gays of all stripes. Plus, your standard fare Rogan listening bros. Few of them would call themselves Republican unless they be tarred rhino. They refer to their political affiliation almost always as the movement. Some are the black sheep at their own family Thanksgivings, yet they project confidence that they are the relevant ones now. Many are hot enough to be extras in the upcoming American Psycho remake. Again, like, why is he being so nice?
It's kind of a compliment, actually.
The subtle compliments like just keep going in this article, and it's so funny. It's kind of like those old articles where they're like, fitness is MAGA, and like, healthy eating is MAGA. And it's like, oh no.
Oh no.
God forbid we eat healthy. We work out and we try to look nice. Sucks to be us. Speaking of us being healthy and trying to stay fit, I have found something that is actually helping me stay on track for my New Year's resolution. It's called Lumen, and it's the world's first ever handheld metabolic coach. It measures your metabolism through your breath and shows you if you're burning fats or carbs in real time. And here's the thing about metabolism. It's your body's engine, converting food into fuel that keeps you going. And when your metabolism is working optimally, everything improves, from energy levels to sleep quality. My Lumen and the app are so easy to use, and it's so cool to watch what's actually happening in my body, especially when I wake up or when I eat something, to see how fast my metabolism is running, or how slow. Just breathe into it first thing in the morning and you'll get personalized nutrition recommendations throughout your day. And you can even use it before and after workouts and meals to understand exactly what is happening in your body. Plus, it adapts to your needs, even tracking and adjusting with hormonal changes. So take the next step to improving your health. Go to lumen.me/Conrad to get 20% off your Lumen. That's lumen, lumen.me/Conrad for 20% off your first purchase. And thank you, Lumen, for sponsoring this episode and encouraging health and nutrition, which isn't a bad thing and isn't just for the right. Though we will happily take that title. And again, hilariously, I just keep saying that because it's just so funny to me, but the narrative of the non-diverse crowd just shattered even more when the author mentioned how gay people have been welcomed into conservative circles. Like here, when he said, "When I asked Charles Morin, the president of the Gay Log Cabin Republicans, why the group wasn't having their own ball this year, he told me, because there are too many parties with better scenes. We've been included to the point where we don't need to have our own tables. We've been invited to everyone else's." Which is a funny comment, specifically as I realize this about the tables, where they're saying the cruel kids table. And this guy's like, no, they're inviting us at the table. Like, everyone's welcome. You're killing your own points. It's so funny. The conservatives can be the accepting ones? Whoa. According to the left, they are only white, cis, hetero men who hate everyone. Right? That's what they've been painted as, at least. But perhaps in this new era of the conservative movement, it just simply represents more than half of the country. Diversity and all, not some fringe fascist minority. As for the cruelty part of this article, I'm honestly still trying to figure out where that part was, because other than some politically incorrect comments heard by the author, who, by the way, presents as a they-them, but seemed to be treated very respectfully, welcomed with open arms at this party, I couldn't find any real cruelty. In fact, by the end of the night, the author seemed to have enjoyed himself, themself. They, themself. I don't know what he identifies as. I do think he is a boy. The final line, though, ended with Brock saying that he woke up sick the next morning after the rager. I guess Brock had to detox from all of that hatred and bigotry. Now, as much as the media wants to paint the conservative party that way, it simply isn't the case. And the new media isn't messing around. Reporters can no longer get away with slandering, misleading, or outright untrue narratives about Gen Zers that they are so quick to publish. I mean, they said it themselves that we are the cruel kids. So if you want to play hardball, we will make sure to throw that truth right back in your face. Watch out, woke reporters. This time, we are on offense. Thanks so much for watching today's episode. If you want more content like this, make sure to subscribe to the channel, like this video if you enjoyed it, and hit the notification bell so you never miss an episode. Thanks so much and have a great day.